Hey, welcome back to the crypt, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's been a long time since we last met. Hell, it was last year in 2017. But anyway, I hope everybody's having a good year 2018. Welcome all the drumming community, all my drummers, my drumming friends, everybody, all the musicians. Hope everybody's having a great time. Tell you what, there's been quite a bit. I know it's been some time since we last talked, but a lot has happened since then. But first of all, before we get started on this little adventure, I want to give a shout out to my sponsors. Number one, Tony at XL Drumsticks. Man, those are the best sticks you need. Get a hold of Tony if you need some good sticks. Tell him Chopper sent you. Also, as well, I got endorsed at the end of the year by Soul Tone Cymbals. I tell you what, they were the best sounding cymbals I played. Crisp, clean, something that I was looking for that I think I was lacking in my arsenal in playing. Soul Tone provided it. I use the Extreme series that they play, that they created and made. Get a hold of them, get a hold of Soul Tone, and tell them Chopper sent you as well. Okay, well, anyway, let's get with it. I know, like I said again, it's been some time, and but I was asked by a couple of guys this before the end of the year. Um, Number one, how did I select my gear? Well, I tell you what, since I started playing at the age of 19, it's been a long time that I've been playing drums. But anyway, as you all know by now, I am a geeking drummer. And I play with different bands. Being a freelancer, I play with a variety of bands. But in that time, I played everything from CB700 drum sets to Ludwig drum sets to Slingerland drum sets, Pearl drum sets, and Tama. The reason I stayed with the Tama drum set, as you see my monster kit here, my baby, I stuck with Tama because their hardware was roadworthy. I mean, all the gigs that I've done and the sound I was looking for, uh, I decided to stick with Tama because I had minimal breakdowns. I would see a lot of my friends on the road, and they were constantly trying to fix stands, trying to constantly fix this, or their drum lugs came apart, or something always was going on with them, and it took them a long time. So I went with Tama because of that, because they were roadworthy. That's why I stuck with Tama, and Tama's the best. And I think that's on the road. And it varies. Every drummer is different, and there's no right, there's no wrong. But I stuck with Tama because of the roadworthiness. Uh, Played Zildjian cymbals for a while, but as you understand now, I am with Soul Tone. I was looking for a crisp, clean sound of cymbals that was just something that I could use in the recording studio, something to stand out that just was missing in my playing, in my style of music and playing. And Soul Tone provided that. I got a hold of them. We talked. We discussed some options, and I went with Soul Tone. And I tell you what, I am very impressed. It is a great sounding cymbal, and that's why I went with them. Now on drum heads, they vary. On my resonant side, I use Evans Ebony heads. And on the top, on my batter heads, I use the Remo Kings, the ambassadors. They give me sound. Now on my snare, I use Aquarium on my batter side and Evans on the resonance side. On my bass, I use an Aquarium Kick bass head, 22-inch. And I tell you what, I love the deep sound it gives. I love it all. As you can tell, I installed the kick port on my bass head as well. Gives me the punch that I need, especially when I'm miking out and doing what I have to do. So, as a drummer, I mean, in everybody's opinion, it varies on the type of equipment or the type of stuff you use. There's no right, there's no wrong. I feel it's what you can do with it and what you can afford. Uh, Later on, maybe you can, get up there and do what you need to do. But that's what I go with. That's where I'm more comfortable, and that's what I know that lasts with me out on the road. So that being said, good luck on your ventures. If you have any questions, give me a call, let me know, or talk to me on my channel on the comment section below. And I will give you my email address where you can email me as well. Next of all, The second question I had was, dude, when you practice, how do you practice? Okay, well, practice. There's a difference between practice and rehearsal. Practice is where you come in by yourself and you get your job done, taken care of correctly. It's not rehearsal with the rest of the band. No, there's two different things. Practice. Now, how I practice. Number one, there's about 4 aspects of practice that I go through. Number one, when I practice, I get the song or the set lists from the band or the bands that I'm playing with, and I get their list to learn the lists of songs. That when I get to the show, I'm not lost. But first of all, when I get that song, I bring it into here to the crypt, as you well know. And first of all, I listen for the intro. How does it start? Does it have a drum fill? Does it start in with a crash? So the start of the song is the number one. Step number two is your tempo. Get as close to the tempo as you possibly can that I say you possibly can do it within. Now, I'll understand this, guys, and I've said it over and over and over, and I harp on it. You get as close as possible to it because you are not the actual drummer that played that song. So get as close to possible as it, and you should be fine. But anyway, I catch the tempo. That's my second step. Third step, I distinguish how the drums are being played between the verses, the chorus, and the bridge parts. I learn all those 3 parts, and you go through there. You know, where do the drum fills go? Where are the breaks? How does it break here? Does it use crash cymbal, ride cymbal, hi hat, rim shot? You know, snare, or is it a flam? So you know, there's so many different styles of how you play that song. Last and foremost, on step number 4, how does it end? Is it a crescendo? Do you build it up, bring it down, soft out, fade out, so to say? So you learn those. Those are the 4 steps. Again, get as close to the song and to the original as possible, and you should be fine. Now, as for the tempo, there's no correct way of saying there's a tempo because, again, guys, we're all human, and we all play it differently. You know, we play songs differently. What I've learned is some of the guys that I played, and I can play the same song with 4 different bands, and each band that I play with, their tempos are different. So you know, go with that. Go with what the band is playing. Some play the song a lot faster, some will play a lot slower, depending on that tempo. But you get the idea of what I'm talking about. You know, you get it from the actual recording and say, this is my tempo, this is kind of where I need to be in the ballpark. When you get with the band and you rehearse it, you will come across that and say, okay, these guys want to play it a little faster, they want to play it slower, and that be said. Now, my 5th and last step that I do when I am recording, when I am practicing, is I try to record myself. I try to record every practice. Now, I guarantee you when you do this, this is a great step, because when you record, it doesn't lie to you. You're gonna sound bad, and you should sound bad. Don't feel bad. You should sound terrible. You should sound, oh my God, you wouldn't believe it. But that's what it's called, practice. If you record yourself and you're saying you're practicing, you record yourself and you sound almost identical to the deal, then that's not practice. You're already playing the song. So when you go to practice, be aware especially if you record. And if you record everything, you'll hear what you're doing, and you can correct your mistakes, or you can correct your well-being and get it back on there and get back onto the groove. So that being said, last but not least, guys, keep drumming. Don't stop. Remember, one thing I've always told everybody, especially if you're playing live, and I play live all the time with different bands, like I've always said, but when you're playing live, you got to learn to adapt and adjust on the fly, because stuff's going to happen when you're on stage. You know, you're going to be playing, and if you break a drum head, or you break a drumstick, or you drop a drumstick or anything, you got to adjust on the fly. So don't panic. If you can figure that out and pick up where you left off, and not even 99.9% of the time, people are not going to know that you made a mistake. But you got to learn to adapt, and you got to learn to do that on the fly. If you can do that, you're well on your way to being a great musician. That's all the time I've got today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Welcome back to the crypt. I know it's been a long time in 2018. Hopefully I can get more videos done. I'll try to keep going, and in between my gigging and stuff too. Again, if you'd like a shout out, get a hold of me under the comment section on my YouTube channel, or excuse me, get a hold of me on my web page. It's hmont02@yahoo.com. Contact me, text me, questions, whatever, comments. Let me know. Also, if you like my channel, get your friends to like it. Give me a like, give me a shout out, and hope to see you soon. From then on, from the great state of New Mexico, guys, have a great time and drum on. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you next time from the crypt. Bye-bye.